Oh, hi. I'm DMP student Adam Wheatley, and today we'll be diving into the world of ovulation predictor kits, what they are, how they work, and why they matter. I'll be teaching you this through the story of a couple of my friends named Sarah and Tom. Sarah and Tom are both in their early 30s. They've been trying to conceive for over a year but haven't had success. They're health conscious, committed, and hopeful, but there's a challenge. Sarah has irregular menstrual cycles, and that makes it hard to know when she's actually ovulating. After speaking with me, their healthcare provider, they learned about ovulation predictor kits, or OPKs, and how these tools could help them better understand Sarah's cycle and improve their chances of conception. Let's take a step back and talk about ovulation first. Ovulation is the release of an egg from one of the ovaries. This typically happens around one time each menstrual cycle, around 2 to 16 days before your next period begins. In people with irregular cycles, ovulation can be somewhat predictable, but for Sarah, whose cycles vary from month to month, pinpointing ovulation isn't easy. This is why tracking ovulation becomes so essential. It helps identify that small window when conception is most likely. OPKs work by detecting a hormone in urine called luteinizing hormone, or LH. Right before ovulation, LH levels surge dramatically. This is called the LH surge. This surge tells the ovaries to release the egg into the fallopian tubes where it can be implanted into the uterus, ready for conception. When the OPK test detects this surge, it signals that ovulation is likely to occur within the next 12 to 36 hours. For Sarah and Tom, this was a game changer. By catching that LH surge, they could time their intimacy to coincide with Sarah's most fertile days. Ovulation tests can be easy to find. I'm here at my local Walmart, and I have found multiple kinds. I found the test strips and the digital OPKs right next to the pregnancy tests and the other family planning objects. They're easy to pick up, and as you can see, they look like they may be expensive, but this is the price for 10 tests, or this is the price for 15 in a pregnancy test, which is really exciting if you do come through with an ovulation test. These kits are very easy to find and affordable. Most OPKs require a midstream urine sample, which is while you're peeing, or you could collect a sample in a clean container and dip it. It's best to test at the same time each day, typically in the afternoon. Sarah and Tom chose the digital OPK because they felt more confident with a clear, easy to read result, especially given the unpredictability of Sarah's cycles. To use an OPK effectively, you need to start testing before you expect to ovulate. For a 28-day cycle, that's usually around day 10. Since Sarah's cycles were irregular, she began testing a few days after her last period ended. This was to cover a wider range. Since these tests detect luteinizing hormone in the urine, the first step is to collect a sample. Test strips are the simplest kind of OPK. You'll see a control line and a test line. After covered with urine, the positive result means that the test line is as dark or darker than the control line. For digital OPKs like Tom and Sarah's, a symbol like a smiley face will appear. Sarah used an OPK about every 2 days since her last period until a positive result. Once they received a positive, Sarah and Tom knew it was time to time their intercourse over the next 2 to 3 days, the most fertile window. However, OPKs aren't perfect. There are certain factors that can impact its accuracy. People who have PCOS or hormonal imbalances may cause false positives. And there are some medications, especially those that treat fertility, that can interfere with the results. So Sarah took my advice and decided to start logging her OPK results along with the symptoms that she was having at that time, such as cervical mucus quality and her temperature. This gave her a fuller picture of her cycle. She even used an app that's easy to find online, this one here, that you can use yourself to track these similar symptoms. Some of the most common questions I get asked about OPKs is, should I test during my periods? And you shouldn't. LH tests won't be helpful during menstruation. Start a few days after your bleeding ends. Another question I get asked is, how often should I test? It should be about once per day, but during peak fertility days, some people tend to test twice a day just to catch that luteal surge. And last but not least, what to do after a positive result? Well, That's easy. Have intercourse. Sarah and Tom used their positive result to be able to time things perfectly. To recap, OPKs are simple, affordable tools that can help couples like Sarah and Tom better understand ovulation, especially when their cycles are irregular. Knowing when your ovulation occurs can dramatically increase the chances of conception. Now, Sarah and Tom's journey is still ongoing, but with the help of OPKs and a supportive healthcare team, they're informed and empowered more than ever. If you are on a similar path, talk to your provider and explore your options. You're not alone, and every step you take brings you closer to your goal. Thanks for watching. I hope this was informational and supports your journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.